Hey everybody, Mumbles here with another New World video, and today we're going to go over the luck system. The devs finally just cleared up how this system works. I'm kind of excited to actually see how this works so that we can better understand this, so that we can better take advantage of it and get the best items and the most amount of drops as possible so we can raise our high watermark, as well as getting that really good loot. So guys, if you guys like this video and like these dev blog updates, go ahead and drop a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thank you guys for joining. Let's jump right in and see what this luck is all about. All right, everybody. So if you saw my last video about the server transfers, merges, and all that kind of stuff, this is just an add-on to that because, again, this dev blog update was massive. I mean, they updated on current issues number 2, and it is about 13 or 14 different topics. So we're going to cover luck in one video because this is also very important to especially late game, as well as getting all of those like high tier kind of gems and stuff from items and mining and gathering and stuff like that. So there's two major ways that luck kind of takes place in New World. The first is the overall scale of ratio or percentage of a chance an item will occur. This is such as the percentage of a drop happening, whether you kill an enemy, loot some trees, or mine some rocks or stuff like that. You may have the chance to get an extra drop outside of that. Now, obviously, if you go mine iron ore or iron vein, you'll get iron ore from it. But this also includes the percentage at which, like Fey iron, gems, other steals, and other rare items may drop. So the second way is scaling what items show up. This is such as raising the percentage of a rare item or an incredibly rare item and lessening the showing up of a lesser rare or more common item, such as when you go ahead and, let's say, harvest a turkey, you have a possibility of getting a common item such as an egg, but you also have the possibility of getting that tier 4 or tier 5 chicken breast or poultry thigh. So if you go ahead and get this, let's say you want the more rare item, if you have a lot of luck, you're more apt to get the rare item and less likely to get the egg. This is kind of scaling so that obviously if you're only working on 100% for all items, and some items actually go up to the 110, 115% chance. So you technically can't get certain items unless you have that amount of luck. Now, basically what this does is it lessens the chance of the common item being chosen and raises the chance of the rare and more rare epics, legendaries, those kind of items to cut the drop instead. This relates to chests as well as enemies, as well as any veins or trees or animals that you kill, anything like that. This affects pretty much every sort of drop or loot in the game. So there's 4 general properties as far as like weapons and gear. Now they do cover this a little bit, and they do say that there is 4 different kind of properties: common, family, elite, and expedition. Now, common is essentially a wide range of perks with a possibility of getting a perk. Now, this is like your tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 that may have a perk that doesn't even remotely kind of appeal to it. This could be getting a great axe perk on a like a spear or something. It could be something as crazy as that. Now, a family set is a more narrow perk list with a higher chance to roll perks. So this is probably like your better tier 3s, tier 4s. These are in your tier 5s, like your uncommon tier 5s, maybe your rare tier 5s. You have a more narrow list of perks for certain gear, but you also have a higher chance to roll a perk. This doesn't mean you're not going to get those weird, obscure kind of perks. You're just going to get some that are more commonly relatable to that item. You then have the elite enemies and elite chests. These essentially have the possibility to roll 2 or even 3 different perks, as well as good attribute rolls and a higher gear score, because you are fighting elite enemies of usually a higher or the same level. Now, this does relate into the high watermark as well. So if you're high watermark farming, keep this in mind when you're trying to roll for these certain items and farming these items to get your high watermark up. Essentially what this does is the higher the gear score, you're more likely to get these higher your watermark, the more likely you are to get these high tier elite chest and elite enemy weapons and gear. This essentially just raising your high watermark and getting better gear with better perks and better attributes and all that kind of stuff. And then the expedition set, this is basically just your expedition gear, like your depths gear, your dynasty gear, your Amrine gear. your Genesis gear, all that kind of stuff. These special high tier drops that usually are named, and they usually have really, really good perks with gems in them as well. Now, luck doesn't increase the chance to get higher gear score, it just works on the amount of drops. The higher gear score is based off your high watermark. If you're level 60, if you're below level 60, make sure you're fighting monsters at your level or above your level to get the better gear score item. If no luck is applied, you have an impossible chance to get some items. So for some items, you do have to have some luck in there. Otherwise, you're not going to get it. As your base luck goes up through your levels and your gathering skills and crafting skills, all that kind of stuff, your gear luck goes up and you have a better chance to find more surprises. They don't really explain what these surprises are, but they do explain that there are some surprises in the gear. These are probably like your legendaries, your named items that you find, or some stuff with some really, really good perks and rolls. And they do give an example about this. If you do want to read it, it's in this bottom paragraph right here. It's a little confusing with all the numbers and the percentages. I didn't really want to break it down. I basically just kind of a percentage thing. So if you have 100%, but you have enough luck to give you 5 more percent, you have a better chance to get a higher tier item. And they do kind of base this a little bit. So if your gathering skill is level 200, you have an extra 2% luck or 2k in this thousands kind of numbers that they give. So basically, the higher your luck or the higher your level of crafting or gathering, the higher level of luck you have, just base luck. Now, obviously, you can add your pearls, your luck gear, all that kind of stuff to add onto that. But for this, if you just have level 200 gathering, you have a plus 2% or plus 2k luck in your gathering. So basically, luck works of one of two ways: the ratio of which something is even going to drop or extra going to drop. And then also the ability to get a more rare item and lessen the chance of a more common item. Then you also have the 4 sets. You have the common, which is basically just any perk or the ability to even get a perk. Then you have the family set, which is more of a narrow, more relevant perk to the item, but a higher chance to roll perks. Your elite set, which is your high tier items, your elites, your legendaries from elite enemies in chess. Your expedition sets, which are your names and your high level gear. And the fact that luck does not even affect gear score. It just affects the amount of drops you get. And they obviously go into the base luck system. So basically, if you're level 200 gathering, you're going to get a 2% or 2k extra luck in your system when you're gathering items. So guys, this is kind of a nice, interesting way to kind of at least bring and shed some light into the luck system, because a lot of people are kind of just shooting in the dark, not understanding it. So this is nice to kind of just even up and just basically explain all this stuff. I'm glad that they explain this because it's very, very crucial in the game, especially late game. So guys, go out there and get those high tier items, pony up on your luck, and go get those legendary items. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Goodbye. And don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe.